It's on this second shelf. Behind some shit.
What is that?
Sage.
Those look like little kids' sages.
They kind of are, but it's still not a toy. Not to be played with.
Daddy, watch what I can do.
Fight because we ain't running up no highlight bill today. Alright, y'all. I'm getting kind of like set up, so give me a second. So you put this phone on charge. The lies tend to eat it up. I know. I should have been set up. But I was busy with the family shit. The Hunger Games? What you mean the Hunger Games? This ain't a drop. Okay. So, I'm going to light this sage so we can cleanse this whole little talk. Okay? Hey, Jacoby. So, no negativity tonight. However, I am going to warn y'all that a lot of what I'm going to say is probably going to be well against what you have learned in life and what you were taught in life. Hold on. Had to get all the stuff. So I'm in Aunt's room. I'm in Aunt's room, y'all. And when I say this is absolutely the most peaceful room in this entire house besides my bathroom. It's probably more peaceful than the bathroom because when I'm in here, I don't allow Gia to come in here with me. I mean, she can, but like when I'm in here doing like sleeping or meditating, like I take a nap in here literally every single day. Well, I just started. Then we pick up Gia from school. I come in and I lay down for 30 minutes and I just chill and I talk to God, meditate, pray, all that good stuff. So, here we go. First thing is, what do y'all want to talk about? Do y'all want to talk about the chakra thing first or the new product first? Y'all tell me. So when we really get started talking, I'm going to turn the comments off so I don't get caught up in comments. And then like after we get done talking and anybody want to ask me something, then I'll be more than happy to try to answer the best way possible. I will put this disclaimer out there. I am in no way any type of guru or spiritual person that, or shaman or anything like that. If anybody's thinking that, I would hope nobody's thinking that, because I still feel like I'm very, very young on this journey. Everything happened so quickly, and it's been crazy since. And I'm going to share with y'all a lot of stuff that has happened since Aunt passed, that a lot of it is literally unbelievable. But when I tell you how and why it happened, it's going to be like, what's up, Chinya? It's going to be like, okay, well, maybe she's making sense. Because I've had to literally sit back and think about, how am I such a different person now? Like, I am a completely different person now. Y'all knew me way before that pop off real quick Ashley. That would jump on live and go to hell off Ashley. That snap back on a customer Ashley. And even though, even still to this day, I feel like, how you know I had an Akashic reading? MT Hart. Have I said that before? I mean, I have had several actually. And it was, and the thing is, the lady who did it had no idea what I do for a living. Like, we didn't even know each other like that. But everything she said made complete sense. No, Shay. No, Shay. No. My clapbacks. Okay. No, that's ego talking. I'm not going to talk from ego tonight. No, the clapbacks were wrong, y'all. And I'm going to explain to you why they were wrong. Even though they were valid. Now, I ain't going to take anything away from what I've ever said. However, I have, okay. I don't really talk about that often because that's way past more taboo than chakras. It's amazing how much stuff is like people judge other people for, and it's like, really? Okay. So anything I tell you is from my own experience, what I have received from God, what I have felt and done and seen the works happen, what real manifestation is, and like living in a, yes, Chan, we are beyond that. See, this is why I gotta turn the comments off, because I join in on comments. Anyway, but living in a place where I am not bothered. And it's not a bothered where, bitch, I'm better than you. It's a, I know you working on yourself, baby. Keep going, please. So I look at everybody with way more humility now, with way more compassion. I mean, like, it was a literal process to be broken open in this way. And it came from some very deep shit that happened last year. Way deep stuff. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to curse. I'm going to cuss, or whatever you want to say. Cuss words are man-made words. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They sound ugly. Like the F word sounds, it sounds like an ugly word. So people deemed it an ugly word. I curse. So I'm going to talk about God, and I'll probably use a cuss word every now and then. That is not disrespecting him. And if anybody feels so, please back up out of this, because I'm going to use a cuss word. It's just the way I talk. Trust me, he ain't hindering me over no cuss words. What he does hinder me over, I'm going to tell y'all what. Alright, so before we get to discussing what chakras are, what they do, how to cleanse them, how to break them down, please be aware. And I may be hurting myself by even saying this, but I'm going to be straight up with y'all. You don't need this shit here. None of this. You don't need any of this. You don't actually need the sage. You don't need anything to get closer to God, to get an understanding from God, to cleanse your chakras. What you gotta do is get your emotions in check. Emotions is what make us human, okay? I talk this to Chan and Lacey all the time. And I'm sure they get tired of me talking about it. About, check your emotions or being responsible for yourself. Along this journey, I have found out that most people, I would say 8 out of 10, cannot. Okay, y'all, I'm going to turn these comments off. How do I do this shit? I forgot that quick. Oh, here we go. Comment, turn off commenting. Okay. All right, most people cannot keep their emotions in check. They can't. It's amazing. And I was one. Now, I'm not sitting here. Anything I say is not me knocking anyone. I went through all that shit. Y'all know this. It was like, I'll take y'all back to the email where I lost it on here. I mean, lost it on that girl. I don't even know who she is. But reading that message pissed me off so bad. Lord have mercy. I jumped on here and I went off on her. And when I got off, I was like, I was still 38 hot. But then I was like, what is wrong with you? Why in the hell would you let an anonymous person, someone sitting at their keyboard, typing out the lyrics to Beyonce's Lemonade, piss you off? Girl, do you know what kind of problem she got? She got some issues. You know what I'm saying? In my old world, it was like, how dare you? How dare you have the audacity to talk this shit to me, yet you still want to buy something from me? And that's the way my mind frame was before. But now I look at people like when they do things that absolutely make zero sense, I say a prayer for them almost immediately. It comes so my mind won't go to a bitch kind of thing. It will go, I mean, take that back. Every now and then, it depends on who the person is, especially if I know it's somebody who should know better. I'd be like, look, don't do this. Don't do this. But if it's someone that I absolutely don't know, I don't know you personally, I don't know you at all, and you are acting out of character, or you're doing stuff that doesn't make sense, I say a prayer for you, because honey, you got some work to do. Now, when I say being honest with yourself, I want everybody that's watching to think of something that you have hidden. Think of something that would literally, if you told the truth about it, it would destroy your life. Like when you think about it, it almost gives you a cringing feeling. Something that you've hidden away for a very long time. That's your problem. That's where you need to start. Those are the things you must clear in order to get to God. You got to. And I mean, like, me and this one here, the male tangles and beyond, oh, baby, but we've been going at it. Because when I finally received that information from God, because after that, after the whole email situation, I literally kind of mentally fell off the grid, and I gave Chan and Lacey, Sloan and Leilani, Tangles and Beyond to take care of, to you know, because I could not concentrate and focus on getting me better, getting me to a space where I felt calm, where I wasn't so moved by every fucking ugly comment, so moved by all the girls. I mean, like, I used to get 38 hot when someone would send me a screenshot of some bullshit in some natural hair group that these girls are talking about, and I'm like, I ain't did nothing to y'all. So why y'all talking about me? People gonna talk about you anyway. It's gonna be people who get off this live right now and be like, oh, Ashley done lost her fucking mind. If you do, baby, you got work to do. If you find it in your space to judge anybody else on anything they do, you got work. We are mirrors of each other. What you like about me is what you actually like about yourself. What you hate about me is what you hate about yourself. If someone got on here and said, I don't like that bitch blonde hair, it's ugly on her. And you know, in my mouth, okay. My blonde hair is not for you to like, it's for me to like. I don't give a damn who like it. Julian really don't like it. And it's something he said, I just gotta get used to it. But he wasn't like, oh, he's so beautiful. He was like, I got used to that, which let me know he really didn't like it. That shit didn't hurt my feelings, and the damn sure wasn't gonna make me go dye it back black. I like my hair, and that's all that matters. So if someone can judge me on my hair, it's because, baby, you really feel like you can't rock blonde. And that's the truth. If you're not able to be honest with yourself about the shit that you got problems with, even if it's something tiny, because you might see me one day and say, I don't like her blonde hair, and then tomorrow you never even think about it again. But you added a negative or a mark in God's eyes for judging me on my hair. We are not here to do that. We are not supposed to judge other people. Tomato fucking tomato. My biggest pet peeve, especially in this spirituality thing, is how people will literally argue about what they call God. Some people call him the source. Some people say higher power. Some people say God. Some people say universe. Some people say creator. Tomato fucking tomato. It's the same thing. It does not matter what you call God as long as you calling him. As long as you are trying to get to the next level with him. This whole moving towards God thing, I'm going to go back to Julian would die if I told y'all all of that. I'm going to tell you some of it because, honestly, be real with y'all. It ain't y'all business. But I want to give a great example of being literally tormented by him. Tormented by God. Tormented by him. Where you can't escape what he's trying to make you do. Let's see. First thing, Miami tour. On the Miami tour. I don't know if y'all noticed on that tour. I wasn't as vocal as I was on other tours. I wasn't live a lot. I wasn't posting a lot. I don't know what happened on that particular tour. I do know what happened. I'm lying. I know what happened. I'm not going to discuss that because that ain't y'all business. However, I had to admit something to Julian that I did during our marriage. And if you got any common sense, you could probably figure that out. I'm not going into detail about that. However, when I say he tormented me and made me tell him the truth. The truth that I had already asked God for forgiveness for. But he said, you don't owe me an apology. You owe him one. And I'm like, I do. I do. But if I tell him this, my whole world is going to fall apart. Everything. I laid it out. I'm going to lose business. I'm going to lose the man I love. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose everything. Because I can't do this life without him. I know that now. And when I say it was like, say it, you better say it. Like I was crying the whole trip. My cousin Elizabeth was with us. It was her birthday weekend. We were supposed to be turned. We were supposed to be having fun. And my ass is sitting up crying, bruh. I could not stop the tears. It was insane. I think I remember sending Chan and Lacey a text. I can't remember what I said on that text. But I said things may be different later. Or something I said to y'all because I let y'all know that something's going to change. So it happened. And I let it out. And when I say the biggest, heaviest weight, felt like it literally, someone picked it up off of me and set it down. And at that moment, I was like, oh, thank you, God. Because I feel so much better. I felt so much better. Even though I still yet hadn't processed Julian. And he was pissed. Trust. He cried. We both cried. And we talked about it. We communicated. He forgave me. And now we're like 10 times better. Like 10 times better. We can be honest with each other on levels that we've never been before. There were things that were missing from our marriage that I was too ashamed to even talk about. And that shame shit, we are not supposed to be here. Shame, y'all. If you like something, you need to let a nigga know. I shouldn't say the N word. Let the person you're with know. If you like something, if you want something, if you need something, you need to be straight up with people about that. If they can't handle it, they can't handle it. You are not supposed to be here unhappy and dissatisfied at no cost. That's not how we're supposed to be built. We've been taught to shun the shameful things that we do or shameful things that we like in order to benefit somebody else's fucking feelings. Fuck their feelings. Other people's feelings do not matter. And I'm not saying that if you like to steal, you should go steal. Y'all got better sense than that. But if you want something mentally, Like I said the other day, Julian walked past me and he grabbed my neck like that and squeezed it. And it felt so good. And it was a, hey baby type of move. And so he rarely, when I say rarely do that, he rarely do that. So I was like, hey, I like the way that feels, so you should do that more often. And he was like, okay, cool. I never was said that before. And why? I don't know. It's like now when I think about stuff, I'm like, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you make that move? Why not? So I was like, okay. Now, second thing that I had to get up off of me in order to evolve. Like, y'all got to look at life almost like a game. It is literally almost like a game. When you do what you're expected to do, when you get up off the truth and you be honest with yourself. I ain't talking about no flawed honest, no like little layover. I'm talking about down to the like, yep, I did that shit. I sure did. I did. And you forgive yourself for it. You forgive yourself for it. You ask God for forgiveness. And if it involves another person, you tell that person and you ask them for forgiveness. And then you get to evolve. And when you evolve, you see and understand shit so much different than everybody else. I tried to teach Gia, like the situation with Gia last night. This, when I tell you this kid is me, she's me. It is like every single time she does something, I get a flashback, a literal flashback in my mind that you did that same shit to your mama. And that's why she went off on your ass. And when I say I had an old school hardcore mama, that not listening shit, hard-headed, not doing what she say do the first time she say it, baby, she lost her mind on me. And back there, I was Gia, hard-headed. Didn't listen. And I didn't listen because she would do all that damn hollering. She would holler and she cuss and she clown and she act a fool. And I'd be like, would you please shut the hell up? I ain't paying her zero attention. So I kept doing shit because I want to listen to what she was saying. That's real. That's honest. Y'all got to be honest with yourselves. If you were that type of kid, if your mom and daddy did all that hollering and shit and whooping your ass by every little thing, and you know for a fact it was nothing you did, but if you can be honest with yourself, you know what? Because it's like he reminds me every single time when she would do something and I have to repeat myself over and over again and I catch myself saying the same shit she said to me. I'm so sick of saying everything to you twice. That was her favorite line besides get out my sight. And I catch myself saying that to Gia. Like I say it to you constantly. I'm tired of repeating myself. That was mama. I'm tired of repeating her so I can hear her mouth right now. She lacked the patience to deal with a child like me. My mother, I don't like to use the word woke because the word woke, the stay woke thing is just gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand because true awakening is not what these folks are doing. True awakening is having an absolute love, humility, and compassion for every living thing on this earth. Food, animals, humans, everything. That's the honest to God truth. Do we have love for all of that shit? No, we don't. Even me, I struggle sometimes with the whole vegan thing. You know, I mean, I understand why people say don't eat animals. Honestly, I feel like animals should be eaten. They were put here. Some animals should be eaten, and but they shouldn't. They should be blessed and looked at as a sacrifice for your sustenance. That life, that spirit had to die in order for you to live. If you can be thankful for that, then that's it. And that's what a blessing is. And that's another thing. See, I'm getting off subject. Let me go back to Gia, and then I'll get to that part. So, what did she say to me? And it lit me up. And I haven't really hollered or fussed at her. I haven't whooped her in a long time because I got away from that. I decided that, okay, but I don't want to be my mother because my mother whooped my ass. I don't want to whoop my kid every time she does something. I want to sit down and talk to her about why she should not do this again. And for what, I mean, it works, but it's a kid. You have to understand a kid, a 6-year-old brain is not going to get every single lesson. That's where you come in as a parent. And it's frustrating. It's tiresome. It's worrisome. It's like, how long is it going to take for you to figure this out? But it doesn't matter, because when you're brewing up a brain, a human brain that will eventually be a phenomenal human being, then you take your time with it and you be patient. My mother lacked the patience to talk to me in a way where I could understand her without screaming and hollering. Lord rest her soul, she did. However, now that I've understood the way life is, she was dealing with her own emotional shit. And when you're involved, when you're dealing with other emotional shit, you don't have patience for anything else. Now, I don't know all of everything that she was dealing with. I know her and my daddy had a really rough ass relationship. Like, them two act like they hated each other. Honestly, I think they were still in love. I think that they still wanted to be together, but his actions, the kind of man he was and the kind of woman she was, they weren't meshing. And it was like, you fat motherfucker. That was her favorite line for him. Daddy was your ignorant ass mama. It was constant. And I'm like, y'all kill me. This some bullshit. But I wasn't a kid that was affected by that in a way. I read about kids whose parents divorced and they whole world fall apart and they go get on drugs. And I'm like, okay, they were two humans that didn't get along. Why do you want to see them together? I would prefer them to keep what they feel about each other to them damn selves. I didn't want to hear that crap. But, they still let me know how they felt about each other. Regardless of that, she was dealing with things that she lacked the patience to deal with me. And I didn't make that shit no easier for her. I absolutely didn't. So it's like, okay, it didn't work out between you and your mama, so it's going to have to work out with you and Gia. So what did she do last night? Oh, yeah, I was making this stuff. And I was in the kitchen making it. And I had the 3 colors I had set out. I told her, I said, do not touch them because the little hands were nasty. And I'm gloved and you're not gloved, so don't touch my stuff. Just don't touch. As I'm sitting there rolling, I'm watching out my peripheral because I know this little gal. That heifer reached up and took this damn finger and touched that damn dough. I lost it on her ass. Didn't I tell your ass not to touch that? Went off. And before I knew it, I could hear him say, calm down, do this shit the right way. But I had gotten so angry so quickly because it's like I just said, literally 30 seconds before she did it, don't touch this. And it's like, so you just gonna touch it anyway. Is anything I'm talking about daily with you sinking in that little brain besides the freaking cartoons? Like, I took her iPad away because homegirl's so distracted, y'all. If you got a kid that's addicted to that iPad, y'all gonna have to break that. They're not gonna be aware of what's going on around them when their minds are clearly on the iPad. You got to break that. If they're showing signs of zombiness, I call Gia a little zombie because I could be literally from here to here with Gia calling her name. If she's looking at the iPad, she cannot hear me. I have to, Gia. And finally she thinking she in trouble. Like a little psycho. And I'm like, you're not listening, baby. I'm calling your name. That not aware shit, I'm going to break that. You got to be aware. Anyway, she touched it. So after I got through laying the law on it, then God's like, you got to handle that better. Gia, did I not tell you not to touch that stuff? Didn't I say don't touch it? Yes, ma'am. Why did you touch it? I don't know. I said, yes, you do. I just want to see what it feels like. I said, I know you do, and I'm saving you some. I ask you to wait. Now, what if this was dangerous? We go through the whole, what if it was fire? What if it could burn you? Just because you think it's not going to do anything, if I say don't do it, you need to not do it. It doesn't matter what your little brain say. Because when you just do whatever I say, if you just do whatever you want and not what I ask you to do, it's like you saying, F you, mama. Forget you. I ain't trying to hear what you trying to talk about. I want to play with this stuff. No. I need to trust that when I say, Gia, don't do that, that you're not going to do it. This is why you don't get to go to your cousin's house. This is why you don't get to go out with friends. I don't trust you enough that you'll make a decent decision. Now, until you show me that you can do simple shit, like not touch this when I say so, then you'll get to go do stuff. Honey, she being on semi-punishment all the time because she don't listen. I will not have a kid around me who won't listen. I don't have time for this. And I tried to explain to her what it means to stay 2 steps ahead of everybody else. And it starts in the childhood when you listen. If I had listened to my mother as a child, I would be, I don't know, just huge right now. But I'm starting my hugeness right here in the middle because I'm finally seeing all those lessons. They're all lessons. Every single situation that happens is a literal lesson, an actual lesson that you must take advantage of and do it the right way. Pass the lesson so you evolve. Once you evolve, the veils lift. It's like layers. Every single thing you do, it removes a veil. You do something great, removes a veil. You tell the truth about something, it removes a veil. The more veils are removed, the more you see God for who he truly is. You see and understand things way different from everyone else. Where someone can only see one solution, you see 30. You see the cheapest, you see the best, you see the grandest. You see how it can work out to be huge, where someone else will look at it and be like, this will never work. That's because they're veiled and you're not. And the only way to get there is to walk in the truth and the light. Ain't that what y'all call him? He's the way, the truth, and the light. Yes, he is. That's literal. It kills me when people talk about the Bible and yet don't practice it. The Bible was beautifully written, but it has been interpreted so freaking wrong. So wrong. So wrong. So wrong. I mean, so wrong. My favorite verse in the entire Bible is lean not to thy own understanding. I think that's probably one of the most asked questions ever. It's like, what does that mean? If I'm the first question is, and I used to ask the same question so I can't trip, but he has answered it in meditation for me. Like, what does this mean? Lean not to my own understanding. If I can't lean to my own understanding, whose understanding am I supposed to lean to? Is that not what y'all have asked before? That whole verse means don't lean on just your understanding. Understand that there are billions of other understandings. Just because you see it one way doesn't mean that someone else doesn't see it another. And you cannot fault them from that because they are on their own level of consciousness. They're on their own level of evolution. If they have not reached the level you are and can see 30 ways to make one thing work and they only see one, then that doesn't mean you should judge them for that. They're working, or they're trying to, hopefully. But you can't be mad with them for that. You can't feel like you're better than them for that. Because at one point, your punk ass didn't know nothing. At one point, you only saw one solution. It may not have been in this life. It could have been a previous life. It could have been as a child or however. Regardless, just because you have more solutions doesn't make you better than the other. Your job as an evolved human being is to show them more solutions. Now, I struggle with that because if I don't see you actively putting in the work, actively seeking God for real, trying to get closer to him, and not even necessarily that, just doing better for yourself, I don't have any sympathy or empathy for you. I don't have anything. I just look at it like they ain't ready. Like, you're just not ready. But if I see someone that's striving and I see them struggling a little bit, but they're not letting it just kill them, bruh, that's when you're supposed to put people on game. You're supposed to help each other. We ain't in this motherfucker by ourselves. We're not supposed to be. People are so caught up with themselves and worrying about what everybody think of them and all that shit. Like, why? Why does what anybody think of you even matter right now? I only care about what God thinks of me. Every action I do is it pleasing to God? Because I know pleasing him evolves me. And the more I evolve, the more I understand shit better. The more I make solutions, the more products I can come up with, the more ways I can make money for my family. He allows you that knowledge when you are real with him. I'm talking about dumb real. Like, and to me, being on, like, even like Julian has had problems where he couldn't, like, Julian is a sweet dude. He's a sweet guy. So he don't like to hurt feelings. And I'm like, please stop thinking that you're going to hurt my feelings. I mean, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Not now anyway. Probably a year ago, 2 years ago, some of the things that we have discussed lately, it probably would have hurt my feelings. But I mean, like, he just don't hurt feelings. I'd be like, you need to be real with me. If my breath stank, you better fucking tell me. Don't have me out here running around with a stinking breath. What's wrong with you? And like when my nose is stopped up and things are going down in places that I normally have to check on, and I can't smell it or know that something's going down there, Nick, you better tell me. Don't you fucking feel ashamed to tell me, like, baby, check that out, because some shit going on down there. It don't smell right. And I'm like, okay, but damn, maybe I got a bacterial infection. I'm a female. We all have had them. And if y'all monkey asses sit here and lie like you ain't never had a yeast infection or a bacterial infection, please go to bed. If you've been on any type of antibiotics, or you've been with a nigga who tore your frame out and you didn't pee when you got up, you've had a bacterial infection. I mean, it's part of life. Anyway, I feel like he wouldn't say anything out of not wanting to hurt my feelings. Nigga, this is my health. I am your partner in life. You better tell me. And I had to be straight up with him. Like, it's like, you better tell me. It is hard for him to be honest like that because he don't want to hurt feelings. Ain't no feelings when it come down to health and wellness and shit like that. Anything. I'll give an example. My new boo, Missy Lee. I post a lot. If you follow me on my personal page, which is not a lot of people, I post pretty much nothing but memes and shit that I see that resonate with me. That's about being honest and being truthful and being authentic and real, and how much of magic this truly is. And I steal mostly all of her stuff because homegirl speaks that good shit. But one post that stood out to me was one she posted that said, if a girl, it said OG thoughts, all OG thoughts have a butterfly tattoo. I laughed my ass off. That shit's so true. Now, how many of you stank women, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call y'all stank, but how many of y'all cannot admit that you did some trifling shit back in your younger days? If you didn't, that's cool. But trifling is trifling. Whether you looked at a boyfriend and said, I fuck him too, that's trifling. Or you actually fucked him. That's still trifling. They're one and the same. There's one no better than the other, baby. God hear all thoughts. He see all actions. You can't escape that. So if you can't be honest with yourself at least be honest with God, then you got work to do. You got work. And that's where the chakras come in. Your chakras are emotions, y'all. They're the same as the endocrine system. The endocrine gland system. They're the things that make us human. I'm going to go over each one, but I'm trying to give y'all examples of what it means to be authentic and real. But anyway, back to the butterfly tat. I got a butterfly tat. And yes, I did some thought ass shit back in the day. I mean, trifling shit. Trifling shit that I'm not proud of at all. However, I did. I can be real with myself and say, yeah, I did some trifling shit back there. I did some shit that probably God would not be pleased with. And I've asked for forgiveness for that. Literally asked for forgiveness and say, it's something I will never engage in again. And I won't. And you move on. You don't linger on it. You don't think about it. You don't worry about it. I will give y'all one scenario. There was an ex of mine. This is so crazy. There was an ex. Well, he really wasn't even an ex. We were fucking. I'll be honest. We were fucking. I wanted him in the worst way. Wanted him. When I say everything about this dude was a negative, everything. And he followed me on social media. He knew I was married. I had a family, kids, and everything. And we started conversing. And the shit got to the point where I enjoyed watching him squirm, looking at my family now. I enjoyed hearing him say the shit that I wanted him to say way back in the day when he broke my heart. That, I hate I fucked over you. I hate I did this. I hate that. That shit made me feel good. Yeah, bitch, look at me. Ego, y'all. Ego. When I say God, told that shit up. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do this. It was like, if you don't block him from your life, it's going to destroy you. Because it would become where I'm going to be honest, I would take a fly picture of me and Julian, or a fly ass picture of me, where I think I'm cute and shit, hair done, and made sure that motherfucker saw it. Yes, you messed up, nigga. You could be riding this ride right now. You could be kicking it right now. The nigga was a Baltimore Ravens fan. Babe, I took every picture I could in Baltimore when I took my baby to meet Ray Lewis. He's obsessed with Ray Lewis, just like Julian. I admitted all of this to Julian. That was where the problem stemmed from. Because I wanted to make him jealous. I wanted to make him look at me like, damn, I know I messed up with her. That shit was wrong, y'all. We cannot do that. We cannot linger on past shit. You cannot do that. You cannot linger on past shit. You got to let it go. And he go block and block, 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 block. But I need, and now you don't need that. Because I was feeding off of it. I was literally, every time I posted a picture, every time I got on live, every time I put a story up, I made sure he saw it. Well, I would go check to see if he saw it. Check to see if he liked it. Wait to hear some comment from him. That's sad. Now that I think about it, like, you are pitiful. Like, really, you wasted all that time making someone jealous? And for what? What did it get you? Nothing. Let that go. And as soon as I let that go, I could feel the evolution start. Like, I started to see things different. I'm like, okay, yeah. And it was insane. Like, so many things, so many truths. I had a family reunion this past summer. I've talked about this before. I had a family reunion this past summer, and somehow it happened that a certain uncle was supposed to show up. No. Immediately. Like, I'm an empath. If y'all know what an empath is, my feelings are physical. Like, when something upsets me, it makes my fingers tingle. I don't know why. It's always in my fingers. My blood feels warm. My face starts to flush. It's crazy, and I hate it. I hate it when it happens. But that feeling flushed over me. Like, that's a truth you're going to have to face. Or that's something you're going to have to be honest about. Are you ready to do that? I'm not ready to tell my family that this nigga did stuff to me when we were kids. Like, that would have destroyed the family. That would have made things so bad. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I had to, because it was a possibility he was going to show up at my house. Oh, hell no. You're not going to be in my house around my daughter. Boy, you crazy as hell. So I had to make a decision. Either you tell it, or you sit here and endure him here and keep this secret to yourself. I told it. You talking about hard? You talking about hard. Crying? Because I have one particular uncle I'm obsessed with. I love to death. Like, after my dad died, he was there. Even before my dad, he was everything. He was like my favorite uncle in the whole world. Someone I trusted and loved. And even though I trusted and loved him, I didn't trust him enough to tell him this when I was a kid. Because I knew, even as a child, and as fucked up and dysfunctional as my family was, saying that as a kid would have, baby, Lord have mercy. I can't even imagine. So I kept it. And as a child, it's something a child should never do, because it made me question things about myself later. It made me question actions I took later. And so after it all come out, I felt that same feeling I felt in Miami. Like, this gigantic weight had been pulled off of me. And I felt so much better. So much better. And I was like, okay. All right, so this truth thing is for real. So if you tell the truth about some shit, then you'll feel better. And like, I mean, even though that sounds typical, no, it's literal. People say, you get the truth out, you'll feel better. No, baby, for real. Like, it's a physical thing. Like, everything started changing. I start like digesting food better, taking a shit every day. Like, things physically started feeling better, even after removing stuff that is weighed on you, on your mind. Your mind controls all of it. And if you don't get those emotions in order, you're going to always be sick. You're going to always be sad. You're going to always be depressed. So after the family reunion, which went fantastic. I mean, it was amazing. No uncle that I didn't want here. And because after it was said and before the reunion, I was like, now how is everything going to be when they get here? And I could hear God say, just as clear as day, everything will be all right. It's just have fun with your family. And that's exactly what happened. We had a fucking blast. We had a great time. We ate like fools. We laughed. We talked. We joked. Nobody wanted to talk about that crap. It had gotten out. Me and my uncle had our private conversation about it. And we're good. Now, I received a Facebook message from said uncle that I did not want at my house. And that just gave me, and everything in that message was, I can't remember anything I could have done to you. You a fucking lie. Please don't do this. And I got so angry listening to, well, reading this crap. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Really? You're going to deny this? You're going to seriously deny this? Nigga, I don't give a fuck. It was 30 years ago. You did that. You did that. And I know you remember. So don't play with me. And the other day, probably 3 days ago, y'all, I got the balls because I had blocked him. That shit pissed me off. So I'm gonna block you. Don't you ever. Well, we never were friends. He just found me on Facebook. First of all, if a niece or a nephew or whatever came and said, hey, this uncle did so and so to me, and I know I ain't did shit, hold up. Get her ass on three-way. And I want y'all to hear this. When did I touch you? When did I do anything to you? You need to prove that to me. There was none of that. You chose Facebook as a method to contact me. If you wanted to call me, you could have. And we could have discussed this, which I still would have cussed your ass out if you had sat there and said that you didn't do anything. But the fact that you chose to send a Facebook message clearly lets me know that you ain't for the truth. And it took me the longest to get to a point where I could respond to him. So I said, you know what? I'm going to respond, and I'm not going to respond ugly. I'm just going to respond to him and say, you know what? This is exactly what I thought you would do. I do hope that you're not out there doing that to any other little girls that I see on your profile pictures that you're with these mamas with, because you don't need to destroy their lives like you almost destroyed mine. So I will let you live with this guilt that you're clearly trying to hide, and we don't ever have to speak again, because I don't have to. Like, God doesn't require you to be in a relationship with someone that you need to tell the truth with. That's not true. If y'all thought that, that's not true. He does not require you to be in a relationship. He requires you to be honest about that said relationship, and that's it. So as I'm typing this shit up, it says you must unblock him in order to send a message. I go to Facebook physically and unblock him, and the shit will not let me send. And it's not about me sending a message. It's because I got the balls to. Because I was told to. You got to start listening to God. And that's what they call intuition, or the little voice. So many people don't listen to the voice. I listen to the voice all day. The voice come up with this shit. Not me. The voice comes up with this. He comes up with this, and he plants it in my mind and says, look, I want you to make this. Get up and go get these ingredients, put this shit together, put this type of label on it, and call it this. See if they like it. He does that. And I give him credit for that. Y'all be like, oh, you got blessed hands, amazing hands. I'm working through God. Because clearly, he gave me the talent to put it all together. He could give someone else the same ingredients, and they still may not know what to do with it. Doesn't make me better than them. It's just that this isn't where their gift is. You got to find where your gift is. Everybody got one. If you think you don't, yes, you do. You just got to find it. And if that gift is what you want to give you purpose on this earth, then you must use that and ask him, show me what you want me to do with this, God. What do you want me to do with this so we can move forward? And he will, if you listen. Sometimes the answers he give is like, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Just try. That's all it take. Just try it. So, y'all give me like, let me turn these comments on for like 2 seconds to see if, okay, can y'all hear me good? We ain't having no Wi-Fi problems. Am I not freezing or anything like that? Somebody say something, please. Just so I can be sure I'm not talking to a blank person. A blank crowd, rather. Okay, Nicole, everything good? Okay, now we're going to turn it back up because I ain't done, y'all. God said I could go ham tonight. So I'm going to go a little ham. What else? Oh, a situation right now with a family member of mine who, of course, I'm all on this. We're going to get this truth out. We're going to get this truth out, get this honesty out, because I am incapable of being in a relationship with anyone that can't keep it real with me, who can't be straight up with me. I don't care how bad it is. We got to be straight up with each other, y'all. When we hide the truth or we smooth it over and don't acknowledge it, you veil yourself. You don't have understanding of shit. You open yourself up for sickness. You open yourself up for emotional breakdowns. Don't nobody have time for that. Keeping it real and being honest about shit keeps you in a healthier space. If y'all don't believe that, I am living freaking proof of that. Proof. You got to listen to him. Now, this particular relationship is old and it's close. And when I say I miss this person so freaking much, I miss her in the worst way. But I cannot be in a relationship with her because she won't keep it honest with me. There were things that were done when we were younger that we need to address. And she's not ready to. Breaks my freaking heart that she's not ready to do this. And I ain't gonna lie, the first time we started talking about it, I got so damn emotional. Them damn emotion stuff is hard. Now, it's hard to control your emotions, especially when it comes out in someone you love, someone you care about. People don't love or care about like that. Honey, I give you the truth and walk away and be like, okay, deal with that shit. People I love that I want to be honest with me, and they can't, it's like, I'll strangle the hell out of you. Why not? Come on, bro, and come on, get this evolution with me. Let's move closer to him. I need to evolve past this, and so do you. When you do it, when you can be real and say, you know what? I did that shit, and I'm sorry. But when you come up with 1,000 damn excuses, oh, I was young. Oh, I didn't have nobody helping me. I didn't know what to do because that's excuses. Excuses. My mama's favorite quote was, excuses are tools of monuments that mount to nothing. And that shit was so true. Excuses are junk. That's just shit that you give yourself so you cannot blame yourself. Y'all have got to stop blaming other people for your faults, for the things you do to make yourself feel better. You are veiling yourself. You are covering your eyes to what's real. To what's for real. What's real. Like the way I see things, someone sitting next to me will not see it the same way. I could say that's purple and someone will say that's blue because of the way they understand things. And who knows? It could be blue. It could be blue in their world and purple in my world. Doesn't matter. If you don't get this true shit out and be honest with yourself, be authentic with yourself and with the people in your circle, and making them give you the damn truth, then there's no point in even having them in your circle at all. You just, it's a waste. So I'm hoping that eventually we can all sit down and have these conversations so I can get back to having a relationship with her. Because I don't want to do it to make her feel bad. I want her to do it for both of our evolution because I need to know that she feels bad about it. Because it was wrong. And the thing is, everybody in the family knows that this happened. They know it happened. But nobody want to address it. And that's the part that I have a problem with. It's like, why not? Why not address it? It should be addressed. It happened. And if she never does, then we'll never be in that relationship. Not like that. And I hate that because we both could move forward. Have I forgiven? Yes, I have to. I'm forced to. Like, I'm not in a position now where I cannot forgive someone. It's just I'm saddened to not see her move forward with me because her world would turn literally 360 if she did. Everything she could ever want would fall in her lap. That's how manifestation work, y'all. It's more than just, asking God to do something for you. You got to do something for him too. You got to show him you deserve it. That you're worth it. And if you got shit that you're sitting on, truths that you're hiding, things that you don't want people to know that happened to you or you did something to someone, you need to get that off of you. My favorite method of doing so was one given to me by a spiritual advisor. And she said, write down these things on a piece of paper and be authentic with it. Don't leave out anything. Don't omit any truth. Even if it becomes hard to write that shit anyway. Write it anyway. Go outside, burn it up. Ask God for forgiveness. Literally burn the paper up with fire. That's an old ancient practice that people have done for years. And it works. It's therapeutic. Julian do it. I've done it. I do it every month on the full moon. I do it on the full and the new moon. And I think people think the whole having a full moon ritual or new moon ritual is some type of satanic, demonic cult thing. I don't know what the fuck they think. It is a timeline. It's saying, okay, there's a new cycle here. It's going, I mean, if honestly, like the months of the year were built by the moon, y'all. However way the moon waxed and waned, that's however many days it took for the moon to get back to its fullness. That was considered a month. That's how women kept up with their periods. That's how they knew they were freaking pregnant back in the day. They didn't have EPTs. How do y'all think they knew that? They knew it by the moon. If they period came on the new moon, and then 28 days later, that new moon came his ass back around and it wasn't no blood, then that ass was knocked up. That's how they figured it out, y'all. It is a practice of timeline. It's knowing where your timeline is. So on the new moon, I'll write out all the things that I want to release, because it's a new cycle. It's a symbolism of a sort. It's not someone going out saying, thank you, moon. Thank you, moon. I praise you, moon. Fuck no. It's none of that. If you are doing that, you need work. It's about starting with what you want to do for this cycle. And I write down all the things I have, my intentions for this cycle. In this cycle, I want to have, and I always start with, I want to be more compassionate. I want to see the humility and compassion in everything and everybody. 2, I want a fantastic freaking drop. 3, I want so-and-so, so-and-so. 4, whatever is on my mind then, I write it down. I have me a long hot bath. I pray and I meditate. I listen to some nice calming music with my candles going. Got my crystals around the tub. We're going to talk about crystals too. I keep everything really calm and smooth. And then I get out and I burn it outside. And then I go about my day. And everything that I wrote down, I know for a fact it's going to happen, because I'm not focused on that. What I'm focused on is what pleases God. Because if I do the things that please Him, that list is taken care of. I have a fantastic drop. I love y'all, bruh. We made somebody's salary Sunday. It's amazing every single time. Every time it happens, y'all. And I'm like, why do I deserve this? Why do I deserve it? Because you do what He says do. And I try to keep doing that. Do I screw up? Shit, yeah. I screwed up last night when I went off on Gia. But I came back and fixed it, I hope. Lacey's so stupid. Okay, so now, hopefully, I have made y'all understand what chakras are. And what they represent. Chakra is an old word for wheel. It's a Sanskrit word for wheel, y'all. It only means wheel. They've given the emotions different symbols for understanding, so people can understand better. When you talk to people about their emotions, it's like they don't know what it means. So they come up with chakra. And cleansing and balancing your emotions is what cleansing and balancing your chakras mean. So now let's get into the good shit. Give me 1 second. I had a little graph that I wanted to go by, because I'm not gonna sit here. Oh shit, I gotta get off. Okay, I'm gonna get off and get back on, because it said I have like a minute and 36 remaining. So I'm gonna end this and then we're gonna start back. Or do y'all want me to come back and finish this, or does everybody have questions? I mean, like, do y'all want me to continue, or does everybody have a good understanding of what chakras are now? Y'all got a minute 15 to say something. Do y'all want me to get off and come back on? Okay, I'm gone.